Today in our 2018 Subaru Forester, we're going to be test fitting the RockyMounts Monorail 2-bike platform rack. And that's part number RKY10004. As you can see, we do have a bike installed, so let's take a closer look at some of the features. Now, like a lot of platform style racks, this one can tilt away from your vehicle to provide you with rear hatch access. We're going to come to this blue T-pin that's under the bike rack. We're going to pull it and then just let it tilt away. Once we do that, we can go ahead and open up our hatch. Once that opens up, as you can see, you do have a good amount of room to slide in, get whatever cargo you need, and then you're on your way. And if you look right here, we're going to see that you have plenty of space to where it's not going to make contact at all with the bike you have installed. To tilt it back up, make sure you grab it by the rack itself and not the bike, and just pull it up till you hear the audible latch like that. As for the bike, we're going to have two different points where it's secured. In the back, we're going to have this strap that secures the back wheel into this cradle right here. In the front, we're going to have a padded wheel hook that forces that front wheel into this cradle once you tighten it down. Now, what's nice about this is that you have no frame contact for securing your bike, so you don't have to risk potentially damaging it. Of course, this padding is going to protect the wheel from any type of damage while you're traveling. How we tighten down our wheel hook, we had it up like this. We positioned it a little bit in front of the brake pads and just pushed down until it was secure. I'm going to go a little bit more. There we go. Now we can go ahead and remove the bike. We're going to start in the back on this wheel strap by pushing in on this blue tab. That's going to release the strap, and we can pull it out like so. When we come to the wheel hook, you do want to make sure you have a grip on the frame of your bike. We're going to push in on this blue trigger, lift it up, and we can fold it down in front of the wheel. And as you can see, it's loose and we can remove it. And when you're done, when you have no bikes installed, you can go ahead and fold up your front wheel cradle. We're going to take this frame hook arm, or wheel hook arm, excuse me. I'm going to bring it all the way over this way. We're going to tuck it under that back cradle right there. And we're going to replace that strap so it doesn't flop around while we're driving. So now I'm going to make a few measurements to give you an idea of the space this might take up. So first we're going to go from our bumper to the outermost part of our bike rack. We're going to be adding on about 32 inches to the back of our vehicle. Thanks to this raised shank right here, our ground clearance in the back is going to be sitting at about 19.5 inches. And then from the innermost part of our bike rack to the bumper is going to be about 7 3/4 inches right there. So plenty of space where it's not going to make contact. Now, while this bike rack can tilt away, it can also tilt up towards your vehicle to conserve some of that space that's added on. We're going to pull this blue T-pin again and just lift it up. When you hear that audible latch, you know it's locked into place. And now if we measure again from the bumper to the outermost part, is going to be about 14 inches. So that's a pretty big difference from when the platform was folded down. Just keep this in mind for any close quarter situations, such as parking or storage. Now, our ground clearance also did change. So we want to take note of that it's down to 11.5 inches now for ground clearance. Though it is close enough to your vehicle, so any type of incline or steep incline you might go up, you shouldn't have a problem with. If we look how our bike rack is connected to our hitch, we're going to have a 2-inch hitch receiver with an anti-rattle bolt that goes through the receiver, through the shank, and out the other side. Once we tighten that down, that's going to prevent our bike rack from shaking independently from the vehicle while we're driving. We also have this nice anti-rattle lock on the end of our bolt. That's going to be a nice security feature so that no one can remove the bike rack unless they have that key. Also, last quick note, if we look right here, we're going to see another lock You can use the same key to take that lock off and utilize the cable lock that comes with your bike rack. You simply wrap the cable around your bike frames, latch it onto here, and put the lock on, and then your bikes are secure to your bike rack. And that's going to do it for our RockyMounts Monorail 2-bike platform rack on our 2018 Subaru Forester.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. And finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.